Hey guys, it's John P. I'm continuing our coverage here at CES 2015. You will never guess who I just ran into. Slash. Okay guys, I'm super excited. You know, I'm always bringing you geeky stuff from the show floor at 2015 CES here, but now I get to bring you like a super rocker, Hall of Famer, one of the most amazing musicians who ever lived, just an incredible guitarist, Slash. I mean, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. That's a very extreme introduction.
We like extremes. First of all, what brings you to Las Vegas? You here just to hang out with Marshall or what?
I'm just here for Marshall.
Okay, well that's good. So I got to ask you, when you were on your way over here, did you have any music going?
When I was on, yeah, we were listening to some blues, yeah.
Oh, and do you remember who it was you were listening to?
Yeah, I think it was Stevie Ray Vaughan and Gary Moore.
Let me ask you this, do you get into any country music? Do you like any country?
Not big on country music. I mean, you know, Johnny Cash, I like Willie Nelson, a lot of the old school guys. But as it stands right now, it's become very pop, and I'm not really into it.
I think the last song that I heard was, I think, She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy. I'm not sure that's a good one for picking up chicks or anything. But anyway, I heard that when you first heard, I heard that Aerosmith was a big influence on you. When you first heard Aerosmith, it blew you away.
Yeah, well, when I first heard Aerosmith, it was 1975, and it was "Walk This Way," and I remember it, but that wasn't the deal breaker. What it was Aerosmith Rocks, that record, which I heard when I was about 13 years old or 14 years old, and that was like a combination of R&B and sort of heavy metal that I thought was just the most killer thing I'd ever heard. You know, so
how? I mean, do you remember it being specifically different from other things that you've been listening to?
It was unique to them, but it reminded me of, and this is a cliche in itself because a lot of people have said this, but it's true. It was a combination of the Pistols, Led Zeppelin, and the Stones. It was great riffs and great grooves, but it was very much Stones kind of oriented rock and roll chord changes, and then it had this sort of punk angst to it, you know, this dysfunctional teenage thing that I really related to. So
I'm guessing there are a lot of people who would actually list you as one of their influences in the same way, so that's very cool. You've had a wonderful musical career, and lately you've been doing some solo stuff, right?
Yeah, I started doing solo. Well, I did my first solo record in 2010. And then I put together a band to go on the road with that, and it turned out to be one of the best groups of people I've ever worked with. So it's turned more into a band that's more or less led by me over the last few years. So it's Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators.
Yeah, you've had an opportunity to work with some amazing artists. Anybody, like, just, I hate to even ask you this because I know you'll hurt somebody's feeling by not naming them, but anybody really just stand out like, oh my God, that was an awesome person to work with? Well,
I mean, they've all been, you know, I mean, everybody's different. I mean, I think working with Ray Charles in 2000, I think it was in 2007. No, I'm sorry, that was 2002. He was one of the greatest people I ever worked with because it was Ray Charles, and he sort of took me under his wing, and it was a great learning experience. But working with James Brown was great, working with Iggy Pop, working with Lenny Kravitz, working with Carly, oh shit, now I'm forgetting her name. Working with Carole King, you know, working with Motorhead, you know, so I mean, and I could just keep going, they're all really great.
I know, it's amazing, amazing career. So I want to switch gears on you a little bit because we've got a fairly intimate setting here. We got a lot of people crowded around. Do you prefer to be in a smaller, more intimate setting when you perform? Like, yeah, a few hundred people packed into a crowded room? Or would you rather be in like a monster, you know, venue somewhere?
That's a good question. Because we just did a whole tour of outdoor venues with Aerosmith, and then we did a bunch of arenas on our own, and we also did some club dates in Los Angeles. And the thing about club dates is it's great because it's immediate satisfaction. It's you know, the give and take between you and the audience. You get that it's within a fraction of a second. Whereas when you're playing in a stadium, there's a delay. The people you're looking at, you can't see as well, and the response that you get it's not as intimate. You know? So I like playing in smaller places, but it's gratifying to be able to turn on 80,000 people or 30,000 people as well. But I prefer to do indoor venues that are a little bit more intimate than the outdoor ones. I think the best thing is just to mix it up.
Speaking of instant feedback and gratification, I know you're really active on Twitter, actually. You got like millions of followers on Twitter. Two questions about that. First of all, do you ever get in, when people say, what's your Twitter handle? You're like, oh, just go to twitter.com// Like, do you say // Like, wait, is it slash or?
I just say @/.
Oh, okay, all right. @/, that'll work. So, do you really get into? Do you answer those things? Do you enjoy that kind of direct feedback after a venue?
That was the thing that turned me on to using it in the first place. It was just being able to relate to your fans or your audience directly without cutting out the middle person. So you know, I put updates. I do whatever it is that's going on with me professionally on Twitter, and then I have a lot of fan sites that I follow directly and I have direct messaging with, and so I talk to them and tell them personally what's going on.
And then you can help them amplify their messaging if they like put something out about you, retweet it and things like that.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay, so we are here at Marshall's booth. I guess we could give them a little bit of love and attention. So. Tell me this, you've had a long-standing relationship with these guys. Why? What is it, just like history? Is it technology? What is it you love about Marshall?
Well, I mean, initially it's just the amplifiers, right? I got turned on to the Marshall sound when I first started playing guitar, and you start investigating where certain tones come from and this and that and the other, and a lot of the stuff that appealed to me was all driven by Marshalls. So then the next thing was to get one, which back in those days I didn't have any money, and so it was a very coveted piece of gear. Anyway, but that has always been for me, that and the Les Paul has always been the epitome of the sound that I've always heard in my head of what I wanted to do.
Now the sound has changed a little bit over the years, right? Because when you first started, it was all basically solid state, and now it's like electronic and computerized. Do you prefer, is it that you prefer that older sound? How do you feel about the new stuff?
I mean, I use basically JCM 800, which is a tube amp. So I'm pretty old school when it comes to that.
Gotcha. Cool. Any other last thoughts? Anything you want to share with the folks here at CES?
I don't know, but you got to check out this phone that these guys are coming out with. It's rad.
Yeah. A new phone?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if that was embargoed or not. We may not have been able to say that there, Slash. You guys, just kidding. You guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. This was a great episode of Geek Beats. Head on over to youtube.com/GeekBeat TV. Thumbs up on YouTube, and follow him @/ on Twitter.
Yeah, and a lot of people haven't been able to hear the audio.
Oh.
Let them know that there's going to be a good quality video.
Oh yeah, if you've been watching, we'll have great audio on this later on. So that's it. We're out of here. Thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks for watching. We're out of here.